From here, we get into fully stepping into the role. And at this point, we're really just touching the surface of what elements will help set this manager up for success. But when we have an idea of what the scope of the role is, and we know that we need to adjust our behaviors to be successful because what got us here just won't get us there. And then we know that we now need to kind of own this new role. Those three elements can accelerate the success of that manager in a way that they just otherwise would not have been able to accelerate. What do I mean by fully stepping into the role? This comes up in a number of ways. But first off, are they taking the initiative to meet with their direct reports, understand what those direct reports are responsible for, making sure that everybody's on the same page in terms of goals and expectations, milestones for performance? Do they check in with these individuals very early and understand how best to work with them? And then are they also stepping into the role to go talk with senior leaders or other stakeholders that might be involved to have a conversation around what has worked for this role in the past? Maybe this is a role they're filling that was filled before, or maybe this is a new role that they're creating. Either way, there's really stepping into that by scheduling meetings and having conversations with people and saying, okay, how do we make this happen? So just know that this is a big part of the process. That you can't just know the role. You can't just know that you should change your habits. You also have to truly step into the role and think, I understand where I'm supposed to be making decisions. I understand what my role is around the performance of my team members. And I understand where I'm supposed to take action to help accelerate my team's overall goals and the results that we're hoping to achieve. This requires a fair amount of intentionality. And in order to accelerate that intentionality, I encourage you as a senior leader to go talk with your new manager and say, this comes with a bit of a learning curve. And when you went from being an IC to suddenly being your peer's boss, for lack of a better term, you are now the person that they rely on to advocate for them. You are now the person who has to hold those team members accountable, but you're also the person who can make sure that information coming from senior leadership to your team members is happening in a way that's productive and useful and timely. You can make sure that you're giving them the gift of feedback. Make sure that your managers are looking to their team members and identifying what they're supposed to be doing, partnering with them to make sure that they're able to accomplish their goals, and then getting them the resources they need if they don't have those resources. As a leader, you can help your managers understand that their role is to be a coach and a collaborator, and also to be a steward of the company's resources, right? We're a company and our goal is to move toward the results that we're trying to achieve first. And the goal is to do that in a way that is sustainable, aligns with the company's values and goals and mission. But we have to do that too. And I think some managers fall on one end of the spectrum or another, which is they have a really hard time transitioning and they want to be the friend of the person that they're working with, right? They used to be friends. They still kind of are friends. And then there's people who kind of tip to the other side of the spectrum, which is like, now I'm your boss and I have authority. And so it's really about helping your managers find that natural balance between, hey, we still have a partnership and they can leverage that trust and build on it. And also kind of on the other end of the spectrum, find that just enough of the authority of, hey, you do have commitments you need to deliver to, and I'm here to help make sure that those are happening. How can I help support you? Right. So that comes with training, but it also comes with just this sense of knowing what the role is and feeling confident enough that you can step into it. And later on, we'll talk about how you as a leader, as the supervisor of this manager, how you can set them up for success so that it's much easier for them to fill that role, so that it feels more natural. They feel like they got invited into it. And that's really important.